sky like memories waving soft goodbye. Squirrels dancing, leafy hush, gathering dreams in autumn's blush. Crisp breeze hums a lullaby, branches sway and clouds drift by. Every color sings its part, pain and peace across the heart. In warmth beneath the moon. Acorns tumble, mossy ground, footsteps soft, no need for sound. Sunlight flickers through the trees, time slows down with every breeze. We are still, we are free, rooted deep in memory. We are light, we are air, autumn holds us everywhere. Soft and slow, firelight flickers, hearts aglow. You are calm, you are here, autumn holds you near.
Hey, welcome to the War Room. Glad to have everybody here on Taco Tuesday.
Tequila Tuesday.
Tequila Tuesday. The She Dog said Tequila Tuesday. I don't know where she gets that from.
That's what Michael said.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's Tequila Tuesday with a side of tacos. How about that?
Well, he says taco tequila Tuesday.
Oh, both?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope everybody had a great day. We had another an amazing chat this morning. If you're not on the War Room chat on Telegram, I got the link and the Rumble description. We had to update that link. I know that the other one was old. Everybody was clicking on it and it wasn't working. But if you're looking for to come in the mornings, to start your morning off on the right foot with True Transcribe, please go to the Rumble. Let me show y'all where everything's at real quick. We're going to go over a little bit of platform stuff, but before we do, I'd like to welcome Bird Love, Hercules, and Nadine to the show tonight. I'm surrounded by women tonight when the divine feminine, so I have to behave myself.
That's a good thing.
But they keep the energy, where it needs to be, and I really appreciate all of the women that have stood up over the last 4 years throughout this journey with us. We're not going to let you down. We're going to keep fighting, and we're going to keep bringing the truth. But we're going to switch. We're going to shift the focus a bit, and we're going to take back control of our energy. Last night we talked a little bit about the CK incident, to put the final nail in that so that we can understand what's really taking place here, so that we can know, so that we can have the ability to no longer let that suck us in to the psyop, the psychological operations, which pretty much has us putting aside all of our critical thinking and just allowing the psyop to take over our lives. We're going to take back control, and we're going to do that with the help of tonight of a comedian, Jim Brewer. I'm going to play here in a little bit after we go over the platforms. We're going to play a little show from Jim that helped me today really understand what's taking place here psychologically, and how that we can combat that moving forward before we, you know, lose some people, because it's going to cause a lot of mental health issues. Um, and it's going to cause a lot of people to want to give up, and also we take that energy and we put that on our family members and loved ones and friends, and at times that could really damage relationships that we need more than ever right now, is to connect back to each other, human to human, instead of these online connections are great, but uh, so uh, with that being said, Birdlove and Hercules or Nadine, if you have anything to say, please go ahead. Uh, the floor is open. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything set up. And how was your
Just
day, Nadine?
just
Or
happy to
or
be here.
awesome.
My day was good. I gave Bud his puppy bath. Yeah, he's coming back. He was sitting on my throat chakra before. He's sitting on my throat. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be one of those nights.
Oh, that is cute. So let me show you all the Rumble platform here real quick. We're gonna go over that. Let's, so here's the War Room on Rumble. As you come in tonight, please click the like button and subscribe. If you're not, that helps out a lot. You know, I know everybody's
So
financially.
where is the like button on this screen? Could you put your cursor on it?
What's
Oh,
that?
I see it.
But
So we've got 20 something likes so far.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah. So right here, if you click, if y'all can see my screen, as you go down in Rumble, we have everything. We have uh, the War Room Facebook link on there. We have the War Room TikTok on there. The War Room YouTube. The War Room Telegram chat is updated. So you can click that link, and we can add you to the room where we share more and more information, but not just that we don't cover here on the show, that other people share as well. And you can also connect with other like-minded people there for support. Conversations are amazing. We also have the War Room Rumble, but if you're already on Rumble, then you're already seeing it. But these are the links in case you wanted to copy them and paste them and maybe share them out. We have the War Room sponsors, sheepdogspets.com, right? Got ladies, I believe, are coming on. I mean, the mushroom ladies, I believe, are scheduled for tomorrow to come on. We're doing that
They are.
twice a
Yeah.
month. So keep that in mind. We're also going to keep it moving with, we're going to do that, and we're going to cover some more spirituality and animals and how, um, and plants, herbs. So we got a lot coming. Um, and the War Room music and the song that you just heard is provided by Glendia Turner. Please go check out our YouTube and subscribe. There's a lot of amazing songs on there. She's got some frequency music on there as well. YouTube.com at Glendia, Glendia Turner 369. So this should help. If you have any more recommendations of things that maybe we can add to better this for you guys, let me know. We'll add more
Yeah.
stuff to it.
So the bottom, it's the stay behind comments is what I call them. On the live chat, that chat that you're speaking in on Rumble goes away after the show's done. So if you have a question, if you're watching the show on a replay, the best place to put that question would be in the comments below the show. So somebody can get back in touch with you. If you do have a suggestion, that would be the best place to leave a comment.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, words of encouragement. People could try to be respectful. I understand we had difference of opinions. I've had some really ugly comments on mics uh, that were so disturbing that we had to remove. Don't
Hmm.
If you leave something, if you're going to come on here and attack somebody or say something negative, I'm going to remove that, just so you know, because I'm not going to allow that on the platform. But we're not experiencing that. I'm just saying, just from the past, with the last Rumble Ultras, with Mike, it got pretty ugly in the comment section.
I remember.
You almost didn't even want to go in there and read them. So,
But
but
it's nice now.
but if we could, it's nice now, yeah. So if we could change the energy and the vibe, if you got any information to add to the show, please leave it in the comment section or links. Maybe they can help people. That would be great. Click the like button, subscribe. It goes a long way to continue to support the show, because we are monetized on Rumble, and we're also going to get into a Rumble um, creator program where um, they incentivize more when people hit like and subscribe and stuff like that versus what we're doing now. But um, YouTube, we're not monetized on it, but we're keeping it going because we want a good viewing experience for those that don't have Rumble, and they may have Rumble, YouTube on their TV, Roku, or whatever. You can also download Rumble app to your Roku if you have a Roku. You can watch it like that. And I know certain smart TVs don't have Rumble apps and all that, because I have both kinds. So we keep YouTube running. We got Rumble. We're still working on Facebook for some reason. They're still a little
Yeah,
slow.
I check it about once a week, about the middle of the week to see when they're going to lift that ban on you. So we'll be live as soon as that Facebook allows, on the Sheepdogs Facebook page. But
Yeah.
for now, we are running live on Gandalf's Facebook, so that
Yep.
does
Gandalf's
help.
Facebook. Hmm.
And that is set to public, so you don't have to be friends with him to see the show. You could just go to the page and it's live at the top, and you can click in and watch it from Facebook.
But it also keep in mind you can add Gandalf as a friend on Facebook. He shares a lot of
Mhm.
good information on there.
Yes, he does.
You have others like C, Berla. I don't know Hercules. I don't know if Hercules has a Facebook. We just got back on Facebook, um, so it's a little different. But um, so I think here shortly we should be able to go live on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
it's not
have
gonna
to
be
get
much
past
longer.
this probation period, before they
Yeah,
allow
yeah.
it.
They just started that a few months ago. The whole delay in people. I guess they want to make sure the content that or what you're posting, if you're not a
Yeah.
spammer or whatever. For
They
some
want to
people,
make sure you're not a bot.
right.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so thank you for your patience with Facebook. Thank you for everybody that participated this morning in the chats. Thank you for everybody that is helping us, that has donated and is helping us continue because of the transition from, uh, you know, from after Mike's transition. We walked away pretty much from everything, so we're having to start over fresh, and that's why our numbers are just 400 or 500. I'm used to seeing 10,000, 30,000, 50,000 views when uh, so you know the monetization, the money just from Rumble alone is enough to support a podcaster, but it's rough when you're transitioning and starting from scratch. So I really thank everybody's support throughout the last few months and even today. We really appreciate it. We also talked about creating a space where people that are creative create things or make things, homemade items that maybe need some
Like a plug-in.
like a plug. We're going to create like a little, what was it, like a deck barter and buy type thing, a
Sheepdog
Sheep
swap.
swap.
sheepdog swap. We're gonna create a sheepdog swap
Yeah.
because I need some crystals. Anybody's got some crystals and you live
Yeah,
next to a
whatever you
damn big
think
pile
you
of
need.
crystals, if we could like barter, that'd be great.
Order or
But
buy, it doesn't matter. But share your gifts.
Oh, I have
share
access
with
to a
each other
ton of
on,
crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need. Guess I'm gonna make some things for
or
for
just
the women in
anything.
our chat. So we want to make some things for people, but uh, yeah. So we're gonna do the sheepdog swap. You can come on there. There's a lot of people that have small businesses, and right now we need to support that because in order to get us through these little rough times here. So I love to support small businesses, especially after COVID and shutting everything down and how they impacted small business. So I want to create a space where we can come together. I mean, we there's so many things, so much talent out there with things, handmade items, blankets. Uh,
Yep.
I mean, I could go on.
Making, there's so much. Yeah. Just any gift you have, share it.
Yeah. So so that's what we talked about this morning. We also just discussed some things about Rumble, and that's why we're showing you that today. But if you want to go watch that chat, I just uploaded it just before the show. I apologize. I usually upload it by noon. Um, but we got it that chat uploaded. Uh, but if you could subscribe to Rumble, click like and share, that helps out a lot. Especially, we're all financially strapped, so we're here to serve the people, not drain the people. You know what I'm saying? So if we can have these platforms pay the cost versus having to take donations, that'd be much greater. But right now, we're just in a position where we only got 400 subscribers on Rumble. Uh, but so moving forward, we are going to get into, let me play a couple little clips here. We're going to take control over our energy. We're going to take control over, we're not going to continue to allow uh, this mind screw. I want to say another word, continue to drain us of our energy and time. We're going to focus on things that could much better serve the community and each other to help lift us up in a world of negativity. We have to find the things that are amazing, uh, that are going to uh, have an impact on us in a positive way uh, versus a negative. So I want to play a little clip right here. Let me upload it real quick. I thought I had it uploaded. Okay, slow motion truth. Let me upload that real quick. Let me play this while I find it. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Let's get this party started.
The truth is, life is like a book. Some chapters are sad, some happy, and some exciting. But if you never turn the page, you will never know what the next chapter holds.
I'm leaving home for the coastline.
Here we go. Go ahead.
So true. I take that next chapter in line. I'm scared. Just go for it.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
That's right.
Why is that not uploading? Well, let me share screen since it's just giving me an issue here. Let's go to, give me 1 second. I want to thank Nadine. I mean, not, I want to thank Berlove and her husband for hooking us up with all this equipment. Really appreciate it. This laptop is badass. These microphones, it's just really stepped up everything. We no longer have to lean into the computer screen to try to talk. And we had Miss Sheepdog in the background, like,
And I was doing it.
What are you saying?
Well, because we had a share phone, because I just had a, I did everything on my phone.
yeah,
I still kind of do, but.
y'all can hear her right now, 5x5, right?
She's a little low. She
Okay.
could.
Okay. There I go.
You're a little low.
Here, let's try this. Go try it now.
Is that better?
That's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about me?
You're good. You're good. coming in strong. Yeah,
Okay.
we're happy to be able to do that for you guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, Come on. Sorry.
Are you still going to be a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a few people that are, in with the chat. They're saying that they don't want the bad people to come in and disrupt and put bad comments and stuff, and all that. And I get you. I think it was Lori. I get you what you're talking about with that coming from Twitter. Anybody can just like pop in and disrupt the whole thing. But I'm here to help and help protect. Best I can. So don't worry about that, because we have to find the people that they're going to need help. A lot of people are going to need some big help, and sheepdogs, what they bring is, it's more than, it's
I'm sorry.
wonderful. So
Sorry.
just make sure it's not from a selfish reason, like that we want to stay just close and just us. We have to be able to share everything with other people, and we'll keep y'all protected the best we can from negative people. I promise you that. I'll do my best. Just we do have to let other people in, and I figured that was part of the problem with the sharing. Everybody wanted to just stay
Yeah.
close knit, and that's just something you got to get past, because there's going to be a lot of other great people that are going to come into our lives. And that's part of the seasons thing too, where you have new seasons with new people. And so don't be fearful of new outside people, because we can take care of them. So thank you. I just saw those, and I was like, no, that I don't want you guys to be fearful of other people coming in.
Yeah, no fear. No fear. Growing's a good thing, and it involves change, but we're going to do this together. We got each other's backs.
Got a great tribe. They
Mm-hmm.
will look after everything, so no worries on that.
That's right.
So y'all heard her pretty good?
Yes, I heard her.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Like, the reason why I ask is I'm trying to figure out these buttons on this mixer. It's like, I don't know what.
It's
I've been
hard
trying to
get
work on this
used
for
to.
2 weeks now, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't. So we're just,
Yeah.
and it's I've been doing this for 4 years now with Mike, and so it's a different transition going. Now I have to learn different ways to present, and the equipment now that we have is it's like putting a stick in a spoke on a bicycle. It's just it's all
Yeah.
different when you're used to doing things a certain way. So I thank you for your patience and
It's
with
a
this
lot of
microphone.
changes on everything.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good change.
Yeah. Changes can be good.
Changes. Changes. All right,
You
here we
know,
go.
I
Go ahead.
I bet you could do an entire show just on change and how to help people cope with change, because a lot of people aren't used to changes happening in life, and sometimes when you're just kind of thrown into the mix of things, it can create some chaos if you don't know how
Great
to roll
idea.
with it.
That's a great idea. So we need that. There's going to be a lot of changes, right? So,
Everything.
mhm.
Everything is going to change. Everything you knew is now going to change. So we
Embrace
need
it.
exactly. I was just going to say that.
And just
Embrace
go
the
with the
change.
flow. Yes. Go with the flow. That's what we do.
Hey,
Walk
Mike.
by faith.
Mike
Or
just
hey.
said, embrace the suck.
It does sometimes can for a little bit, but it always gets better. It does.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's really just a learning curve. So if you think of it that way, it's just you're gonna have to get used to learning some new things and doing things differently than you were taught. So
Yeah. Our minds are growing and our hearts are growing, and that's a good thing.
So we got to do like a snake and shed our skin.
That's right.
That's right. Shake it off.
No, not trying to freak out Mickey, but
Oh, that's right.
Sprout your wings and fly.
That's right.
Yep. So here we go. I got a little clip I'm going to play right here.
I asked God to take my habit away. God said no. It is not for me to take away, but for you to give it up. I asked God to grant me patience. God said no. Patience is a byproduct of tribulations. It isn't granted, it is earned. I asked God to give me happiness. God said no. I give you blessings, happiness is up to you. I asked God to spare me pain. God said no. Suffering draws you apart from worldly cares and brings you closer to me. I asked God to make my spirit grow. God said no. You must grow on your own, but I will prune you to make you fruitful. I asked for all things that I might enjoy in life. God said no. I will give you life so that you may enjoy all things. Then I asked God to help me love others as much as He loves me. God said, finally, you get the idea.
Wow.
That was powerful.
Yeah. So we're in school right now, and school of hard knocks, it seems like. So the enemy is doing everything they can to stop uh, this energy that's coming in, and trying to rob us of our true power and our uh, yeah. So just stop right there. I was trying to think of I had the word in my head, but it just faded away. I was trying. So I'm going to go ahead and transition here. So we're going to tonight's show is about taking back our power, taking back our energy, and redirecting it to things that can help because we need more people helping others and serving others versus
Heal.
sharing, the constant shit show. No disrespect to everybody, but just the stuff that the enemy's using to keep us from reaching our full potential. That's what I was going to say. To keep us from reaching our full potential. So we wrestle not against flesh and blood and each other. Please, guys, I ask that you just stop the left versus right paradigm. It's not serving us. It's exactly what the enemy wants to keep us divided. We need to step back. Like we spoke with Hercules earlier, she said, we were all registered as a certain, some people were registered as Democrats, Republicans, and all that stuff. And we could just go center, and I think center is just being independent, and that doesn't necessarily mean to just to be able to look at both sides, and if you're going to continue locally to elect people, we need to make sure that they align with our values and moving forward, and so you can't do that when you're just on a certain team. You can't pick certain, because I see good in both sides. I think both sides want what's best as far as the people are concerned. Now, maybe not the politicians. They're bought and paid for. They're out of there. Their day is coming, but our day is here right now in the present. Amen.
Sure.
Amen.
Yeah.
Going to vibrate in love. I want to I want to use a little bit of a gibberers show today to help us with this process, and I hope it helped you, because the message today was right on time for me. I needed to hear it. So we're going to transition now into that. Uh, Let me share screen real quick. Get this set up for everyone. Oh, there's Nadine.
Went it just went silent. I couldn't even see you blinking around your avatar again.
We got you back.
Get set up and then we get started. So to counter the negativity, we have to, uh, with love. Love is the only way to conquer tyranny, and what we're going through right now. That's the only way. That's all I can tell you guys. The world is just nuts right now. People are losing their minds, and we're not going to lose our minds here. Not on my watch.
If you see all the evil, if you just want to focus on all the evil in the world, you'll never see the beauty, right? Because
That's right.
there's so much and so many people that are beautiful people. So you
Uh,
gotta focus on that.
yeah, good point. So in this chat, if you could go give Jim Brewer a follow on the channel, we'll share the link. We're going to share the link for this video. I would encourage people to share this out if it has touched you like it touched me. It's going to be some hard truth, but he does it in a manner that really has it really impactful, right? So when I find really good impactful things, I have to share it. So that's what we're going to do
Post
now.
it on the chat as well.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Need some sound.
Sounds.
Yeah.
Okay, let me reset. All right, here we go. Stop share, go back, share screen. Okay, there we go. Share audio. Here we go.
Why, hello. What's happening, YouTubers? We're live. This is Jim Brewer Live. And before we even listen, we're going to get into some stuff tonight. We're going to get into a lot of stuff tonight. But let's there's a lot of directions to go tonight. Okay. We're going to go after the obvious. We're going to talk about the obvious, but I want to take my time and really get into this. But right out of the gate, I would like to thank Israel for putting in $45 million of ads into YouTube. Thank you, Israel. Perhaps the first country in the world that spends money for a "We're a Nice Guy" campaign. Like what this is, I'm not lying. In the Israel government signed a $45 million contract with Google for an extensive digital advertising campaign, which includes placing ads on YouTube. Okay. And all this other stuff. And the purpose, here's the purpose. The campaign's messages are designed to counter mounting international criticism regarding the war in Gaza, including reports of a man-made famine. So this is the first country in the world that I know of. And listen, this is not against the Jewish faith whatsoever. God bless you for having faith in whatever you're into. This has nothing against the people of Israel. You live there. All humans are blessed by Almighty God, in my opinion. What it is the Israeli government. This is so funny that they get together like, I don't know if you checked lately, but we're not doing good. People are they're not buying the, bombing Sudan and bombing Qatar and bombing everywhere. It's not a good look. You know what I mean? I mean, we can only say we're a defense thing for so long. So I got an idea. Why don't we buy ads in Google? Let's do it. Hey, everyone, we're Israel. We're good. Here's some, what do you, we just want to tell you here in Israel, although rockets are going off, it's all good. We're here to help the world. We're after the bad guys. We're here for you, to let you know we're here for the good of humanity. That's what we're here to give this $45 million to YouTube. So thank you, Israel, for putting in that money for all the YouTube stuff. I cannot thank you enough. So if you see an ad and it's from Israel, thank them. Thank them. You think one person in their campaign, you think there was anyone in the promotion department going, maybe we should just stop bombing everywhere? Nah, we got money. Isn't that money? $45 million. Well, once again, thank you, Israel, for your contribution. So a lot of you are, this took me a while to really think about. Okay, this one, we're going to talk about the obvious of what happened last week. And listen, we're going to take away there's people online, there's people saying, did you see, the guys would hand you, did you see this? Whatever the chatter is, here's where I'm begging you to just take a couple steps back, because you know how many messages I got? Be careful. Oh my God, be careful. Jim, be careful. This happened because it's freedom and blah, blah, blah. And anyone that wants to speak free, it's fear. Fear. Don't you think it's interesting that not only in America, but England, Australia, a lot of countries, for the first time in their history, Nepal just overthrown their government. The people did. We'll get into that. It's the first time that I can remember in my lifetime that people do not trust any news agency, and they're starting not to trust their own governments. And that pains me to say that even here. Yeah, no, I'm being honest. I'm a little skeptical. I know it was a couple years ago when they're like, we will determine who is essential. You will close all the businesses. We will determine who is essential. You call the Germans Nazis, but it was happening right here. Don't ever forget that. And every media outlet installed their fear. So I just find it, think about this. Just think about this. What's the most important part of your human existence? Your time, your energy, your love, your faith. All those things were attacked. And I don't care what side you lie on. This was in my opinion, this is the great monster. Sire, we have an issue. Please do tell us. Well, they're not trusting us, and the race war didn't help with the Ukrainian girl. We tried very hard to push that one. However, the white people didn't uprise. I know, the race is having a difficult time. More blacks and whites are discussing with one another. Not a good thing. Yes, sire. We need something to install fear. Because when fear is installed in the humans, they look at us for their information. Yes, I love it, sire. And think about how many of you spend 24/7. Did you see what happened? Did you see what happened? Oh my God, what happened? I'm pissed. I want to. Oh my God, and this one, and the lefties, and the thing, and the transgenders, and the Democrats, and the thing, and the Israelis, and the thing, and they got you. They got you. We have them, sire. They're watching us. You all ran to your outlets thinking you're going to get the answer you want to appease your emotions from this event. They controlled your time, your energy, your reactions, your emotions. Dude, I went to Las Vegas this weekend, which, by the way, you should just go there naked, because I've never... You go to dinner in Las Vegas and you're dropping $200-300 a couple. It was disturbing. And listen, I love my wife. I bought tickets to see the Eagles concert. $800 on StubHub. What really pisses me off is when did it become legal to buy tickets and then sell them as a scalper? Like, you can't buy tickets. You got to go through scalper organizations. So I got $800. My wife's sitting next to me. I think we're in the third song, and she's like this. After we just dropped $350 for having chicken and like a funky drink. Because that's another thing. When did these chefs, like, this is the smash burger chef and he's the tattooed chicken making guy and it costs it's chicken. All these cooks, it's chicken and burgers. And just stop. I don't care if he's got funky white hair or tattoos or whatever. It's not worth $300 everywhere you go. So with that said, my wife takes an $800 nap. But while I was in Vegas, I was with some other couples. And on my life, every single moment, oh my God, they say the shooter was this. Oh my God, it's a transgender. Oh my God, Trump just tweeted this. Blah, 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 blah. What do you think is really going on? You know what? Do you think it sucked you like a vacuum? And they got your energy. They got your time. They installed fear. That's what the monsters want. How do you not see that? Don't you remember 9/11? We ran to the television. Oh my God, who do you think it was? Oh my God, they found the passport. Quack, quack. Hey, look, in the rubble, we found the passport. They're a bunch of extremist Muslims. Quack, quack. But when you watch 24/7, people were pissed. You took your emotions. They took everything. They took your energy. How many of you obsessed? You wake up in the morning to bring your child to school and you're not paying attention because you're scrolling about 24/7 about Charlie. And you're sitting there and like, you didn't call someone because you're upset. And you call someone, all you're talking about is like, I can't believe this happened. And I can't believe this happened. They got you. CNN, Fox, social media, none of it is going to give you the answer you truly need to understand this vicious monster. Your faith. Your God. I can't believe he said God. Yeah, I said it. Your faith, your God, your intuition. That's the only thing that's going to protect your life, your morality. Whenever these monsters look at me, can you believe it was a this and a this? Me personally, I don't buy a lot of the story. That's just me. I'm not saying not assassinate. I'm not saying that. But like an hour, like, okay, we got everything. We caught him in 33 hours. And we found the gun and we got it and everything's good. Okay. Next subject. What? Show the shooter. Oh, he's like a 20-year-old kid. Hey, I'm the one who shot him. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. And quite honestly, I don't think we're ever going to know. We're never going to know. But I do know this. Your energy is going to be sucked. Your fear is going to enhance. Your anxiety is going to go up. Your hatred is going to build. You're going to walk away from God. You're going to walk away from your morality. And you're going to allow your energy to get sucked into the monster's vacuum. That's what's been controlling all of humanity forever. Walk away. What's the worst for? And that's another thing. don't get upset by the human beings that are saying vile, disturbing things, that are trying to make this political. Political is a nice word for division. That's all it is. It's just division. Political. This is politics. No, it's not. It's division. That's all it is. You're either on the Phillies team or you're on the Yankees team. It's a team. You pick a team, and no matter what your team does, that's it. That's it. It's my team. That's so they doesn't matter. It's my team, and that's that. And we'll kill and we'll fight. It doesn't matter. It's what they want. What's the Matrix say? It's either the blue pill or the red pill. The red pill is just going to offer you truth. That's it. And how hard is the truth? Once you know the truth, is it really going to affect your day if I have love and I have forgiveness and I have faith and morality, and I want to give something to another human being, whether it be a smile, a pat on the back, a hug, even if they're disturbed, even if they hate me, that's the least you can give back. The monster wants he wants to bring that out of you. That's how the beast works, and the beast is working right now. Sire, we have them exactly where we want them. And we're going to get into a lot of this. I'm going to show you examples. I'm going to show you videos today. Let the haters hate. Because don't you feel we're at a time in history? Dude, I've been around the world. I spent years in Long Island, years in Harlem. I went to Egypt. I've been to almost every continent. People just want to be people. What Bob Marley say? All governments are illegal. Well, I'm not sure if I believe that. That's okay. That's okay. Let's keep allowing 300 people to decide who gets to go to war and who gets to kill one another and who gets vaccinated. That's fine. Blue pill, stay in your world. And you'll defend that world. Red pill, I know the truth. I can live on. I can forgive. I can preach love. I can look after each other, and I could turn this noise off. I'm turning the noise off. That was traumatic. It was traumatizing. My question to you is, how does social media allow that trauma video to play that long? How is it? That was on a long time. And it was disturbing, to say the least. I don't know about you, and I know this is a little twisted part, but I saw this thing in Thailand where this poor zookeeper, it's a zoo where you drive around, and he got out of the car for 1 second, and a pack of lions got him. They just, the lion took him down. Now, the crazy part of me, I wanted to, I was like, oh my God. And you see them eating it, but they blurred it out. Go look at violent videos. They blur it out. How do you show that? We were on TikTok Live. They shut us down the last show. And yet you're allowing that to play over and over? You don't think that's pretty sick, if you ask me. Or was it on purpose? I don't know. But here's the thing about haters. Don't you think we're in a time where we are elevating? And what I mean by that is you're either team truth, team human, or team cynical, team liar, team hater. And that's where we're at. Let these people, we don't know what's wrong with them. I've heard people go, oh, I'm glad it happened. You know that's sick. I know that's sick. But I ain't going to allow a sick individual to infiltrate my emotions. I know that person's sick. There's people in comedy clubs right now. A friend called me up tonight. He's like, dude, the New York comedy clubs, I'm sick and tired. The comics are saying, well, if you speak hatred, that's what happens. Those are sick individuals. Those are individuals that would never look a child. See, we're forgetting about humans. Humans. We got to remember we're humans. Human first. A ball player, you can hate a ball player. I like a ball player. That ball player is a human. He may have something going on with his wife. He may have a sick child. Maybe that's why he's in a slump. You don't know. Everyone's human. And we're talking about humans here. And to have a human being and have anybody, no matter what you believe, to go, glad it happened, they're sick. Don't feed into their sickness. You control that. You control that. You can either allow it to infiltrate you, because then it owns you. You are now owned by that. Can't believe they said that's twisted bastards. I want revenge. I want to gain. I want to take care. I want to gain. And the people going, oh, what are we going to do now? Like, we're afraid to say anything. That's what they want. Fear. Fear. What Yoda say? Fear leads to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. You know how many times during COVID, people's fear. What do you mean you're not vaccinated? You know what? You're going to kill all of us. Okay. Okay. That's their fear. Fear controls them. And then that fear turns into hate. I hate this guy. You know how many people I had online going, your father would not be proud of you. Your wife had cancer, and you question science and the doctors. Those are disturbing human beings, and they are based out of fear. Fear that they're going to lose their job. Fear that they may die. Fear that they're going to get sick. I got news for everyone. We're all going to be dead. We're all going to be dead. We're all on borrowed time. You may plan all you want. I may plan all I want. But at the end of the day, only one entity knows the plan. And I think a lot of us know how to relate to that. So all I'm asking you is, don't get caught up in the monsters. Don't get caught up in the monsters. They're sick. All you do is send them love. You see a homeless person, do you look at him and go, oh, you sick? You're like, oh, man, you're right. I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'm glad this happened. Those are sick individuals. And these sick individuals are in our colleges. They're in our universities. They're on our streets. They're in the comedy clubs. They're online. This is a spiritual war. Do you not get that yet? Spiritual. Don't let this stop you from empowerment. Don't let this stop you from speaking your mind. Don't let this stop you from touching someone's heart and giving them love, no matter how hateful they are, no matter how much they disagree with you. That's it. You know, didn't your mother, my mom used to say, you get, I don't know if this is the exact thing, but my mom would say, you get a lot more from honey than vinegar. Which basically what she's saying is, when you feed someone honey, you're going to get a better result than constantly giving them vinegar. I was with a friend a couple of weeks ago, and this person, everything out of their mouth was just nonstop negative. And I said, I gotta stop hanging out with you. And I would try to give them advice or some, godly love, like, hey man, why'd you think of things this way and blah, blah, blah. Those people, unfortunately, they're stuck in their world. Let them just be against the tube. The demons. Yes, sire. We have them watching us 24/7 again. At the end of the day, this should bring people closer. Is it going to do that? I don't know. This should bring out more love. There's children involved here. There's children involved. And the people that say, I'm glad this happened, they're cowards. Would they go to that child? Would they have the audacity to go to that child and say, I'm glad this happened? That's a demon. That's a demon. When you got people launching missiles and you got people murdering one another and you got people killing one another and slicing one another. Charlie didn't do any of that. He questioned things. I love people say, oh, you know, his hate speech. What hate speech? What hate speech? He said a lot of things I agreed with. I believe the college is a scam. Sorry. A lot of it, it's just me. Call me crazy. Send them to college, put them in debt. Let's indoctrinate them. They come out, they don't know if they're boys or girls, this and that. And you learn everything on Google. You learn everything on YouTube. You know, years ago, if I wanted to learn guitar, it would take me years. Because you have to go every Tuesday, whatever day, after school, and your mom like, did you do your homework? Because you're not taking guitar lessons if you didn't do your homework. And, you know, I'd lie to her like, yeah, of course I did my homework. Of course I did my homework. I wouldn't do that, just play guitar. And then you bing, bang, bing. All right, today we're going to try the A, bang, bing, bang. And it would take me 3.5 years to learn one Scorpions riff. A lot of you don't even know who the Scorpions are. But that's okay. I do. Some of my fans do. And that's all that matters. We'll say an AC/DC riff. Today, kids are learning in 3 weeks because they're on YouTube. Everything you want to learn is on YouTube. Sorry. Now, do certain colleges help with certain things? Yeah. But 4 years and learning about a bunch of horses ass stuff? You know how many people go to college and they're like, I'm taking psychology, but I got to learn how to fart Yankee Doodle for 3 semesters. And it's costing me $40,000. I got to take poetry. Like, what are you talking about?
Being on the show.
And when you send your kids to school, it's the worst food. It's drinking, getting high, banging each other. The morality plummets. It's a cesspool of madness. How many people are leaving college right now going, I just got a job worth $300,000? I would like to find that chart. So yeah, there was a lot of things I agreed with Charlie. A lot, pretty much most of it. Charlie started tapping into something towards the end, which I thought was fascinating because that was my only, whoa. And out of respect, I would never, it doesn't matter. I loved the human being. I loved the human being, Charlie Kirk. I respected the human being, Charlie Kirk. And most of you should too. Because he's a human being just trying to make an effort. Right now, there's only about 8 haters going, this son of a bitch, he hasn't bagged like a goat since Saturday Night Live. So with that said, I got a lot of things to talk about, by the way. So here's another one. Always, when things go down in this massive, gigantic news spill and obsesses you, and people are in coffee shops and they're on the phone for hours and they can't believe this is going on, it's always good to look at what other things happened that day or what kind of things they were trying to pass either in government or somewhere else. Let's take a look at After Charlie Kirk's death, U.S. government blocked Epstein file release. Think about that. 3 hours? 3 hours. 3 hours after Charlie Kirk is pronounced dead. Hey, this is a good time to let's block those Epstein nobody wants to hear about, kiddies, you know what I mean? I mean, do we really need to know what's going on the island with little kids? I mean, do we have to know about that? Think about that. Are you going to stop talking about Epstein? Are you going to stop talking about it? Are we going to pretend it just, you know what? Boy, because this really outweighs that now, does it? Really outweighs it. Charlie Kirk news. Where's Epstein's? Where's the files? You know what was interesting? The head of our FBI, I think it was Kash Patel. And by the way, some people say stop doing politics. This is not politics. It's just conversation. I'm not politically affiliated with anyone. I'm just questioning life. And if you feel you need to categorize me, that's on you. Because I will never categorize myself, ever. I've never been that way from school. I hung out with the jocks. I hung out with the nerds. I hung out with every group. Every group. I never got caught up in a group. Ever, ever, ever. That's just limiting your life. That's limiting your potential. Why would I say I'm this or I'm that? You're limiting yourself. They blocked Epstein. What? See, are you Democrat? Are you Republican? Are you a Christian? Are you Jewish? Are you Muslim? Are you liberal? Does any of that matter when it comes to Epstein Islands? Does any of that matter? Because there ain't nobody. Think of all the things our government don't get along with. But yet, 3 hours after this event, they blocked Epstein file release. I'll let you chew on that one. The Pentagon, from boycotting Israel, proposed a bill for Rubio. Can we talk about this guy? I live in Florida. You can't make this up. Now, I need to preface this. Listen to me. Listen to me. This has nothing to do with your faith. It has nothing to do if you're Jewish. I have nothing but love for all of humanity. It has nothing to do with if you're from Israel. However, do you know Brian Most? Do you know who Brian Most is? Mast? M-A-S-T? Brian Mast. Do you know who that is? This is Brian Mast. I want you all to think about something here. Think about this. Think about this. Brian Mast, he's in Florida. Okay? He labels himself as Republican. So if you're on that team, listen up. This guy, you can't make this up. What is he? Show me what he did. He tried to pass a bill. You ready for this? If you speak. No, go to the top. Go to the top. Yeah. He tried to pass a bill. He's a lawmaker in the House of Representatives. And he tried to bring it to Secretary of State Rubio that if you speak negative about Israel, we could take your passport away and you're not allowed to go anywhere. Think about that. Think about that. You're just having a conversation. You're like, I don't know. I mean, I get Hamas is a bad guy, but do we have to bomb everywhere? I can't wait for, we're really sorry, but your cruise has been canceled. What? No talking about, like, what you, so if we talk about Nicaragua, I can't stand Nicaraguans. I don't like that they're only this big. I don't like that they speak with an accent. You can travel wherever you want. You want to go to Europe, go ahead. You want to go to Italy, go ahead. You want to go to Australia. You can say whatever you want about Sweden. I can't stand the Swedes. Their chocolate is overrated. They pretend that they're the good guy, but we all know they got CERN. I don't trust that Sweden. And by the way, why is Swiss at where the Pope is? And I'm just saying, it's a little weird that they all look like Cirque du Soleil hanging out the Vatican. It's a little weird. I don't know if you've seen them. Oh, you say that? You can go on your cruise, wherever you want. I will go to Africa, wherever you want. Talk about Israel. We will take their passports away and they won't be able to travel anywhere. Do you hear? Are you comprehending this? So this is what I don't get. This makes me think about Bob Marley when he goes, all governments. This man was voted in. This man, how do you get there? How do you get there? So you got to be in a room, right? Because they got to come up with these bills whenever they want, okay? So you're coming up, like, hey, how you doing? What's his name? Brian. Hey, Brian, how you doing? The hair looks great. Thanks, man. Figured he's a good-looking guy. Looks like a nice guy. Hey, Brian, you got anything? Like, some guys were like, well, what do you got? I feel like we should help the Everglades since we're in Florida, people are starting to buy up a lot of land and we're kind of losing a lot of the alligators. Yeah, maybe we'll pass something like that. Maybe we protect some of the wildlife. You know what? The chemicals in the sky, we're still seeing the lines. Maybe we really hit that harder. You know what? That's a good idea. Brian, what do you got? If you talk about Israel, we take your passport away. Was there anyone that proofread what this guy handed? Like this is something you do when you're lit up with your friends, and you show up. Like, did Brian show up the early morning? Okay, I know I got to come up with the bill, and I thought if you see bad things about Israel, you can't travel. Okay, I'm gonna go sleep. Like, what brings you to the? And there not? Does he have an assistant? Does Brian have an assistant that proofreads? No one proofread Brian Most of Florida and said, dude, are you serious right now? You know this is the First Amendment of America. So what you're saying is, like, as a Republican, you're saying that if we talk bad about Israel, we should be able to take your passport away and you can't travel? Like, is this a joke or no? And did he look him in the face, go, no, it's not a joke? What is that? What is that? Brian, can we try to get Brian on the show? Brian, can you please come on the show live, uncensored, and explain how you go, I got a great idea for a bill. If you speak negative about a certain blah, you can't travel. Do you realize the only thing missing from that is someone walking like this? That's the only thing missing. Brian Most must have walked in. That's the only thing missing from you giving that bill. I have a great idea. Wow. Hey, Brian, please call in. Let us know. Maybe you were hammered. Maybe you were high. Maybe you hasn't met up. Maybe it was a goof. Maybe it was a goof. But of all the countries in the world, you can't speak about the funders. I don't know. Maybe we're all supposed to wake up here, which is also going to bring us into the next interesting subject. When this all went down, by the way, right after Brian masked, what was the other thing that was shown? Can you have that back up, Kyle? What's the next one? Yeah. Passports, House of Proofs. Here we go. After Charlie Kirk situation. The House approves $650 million, not for veterans of foreign wars, not for people with psychological problems, not for cities that have been destroyed, not for fixing roads, not for the better of humanity, but our own government approves $650 million for Israel's missile defense. All right, I just got a few questions. Again, I have nothing against the people of Israel, and I have nothing against people that are Jewish. Zero whatsoever. My question is, you work, okay? You work, you're all working, and then you come home and they go, we're going to take this out of your paycheck. But I worked, yeah, I know, but this is us because we're the government and you trust us. Here, Israel. What's that for? Defense missiles. Defense missiles? When was the last time, just a question, when was the last time Israel was going, look out, here comes a missile? The last I checked, they bombed everybody around them. They're like, first of all, okay. Let's talk about the word defense. What is the word defense? Defense means you're in a defensive mode, okay? Which means you're being attacked, all right? Now, for those of you that will say, well, October 7th, okay, I'll give you October 7th. And we're going to talk about a clip that Charlie Kirk talked about October 7th, which I also talked about. And again, please, if you're Jewish, don't be upset. Has nothing against you. And if you're the people of Israel, don't be upset. I'm just being, did you ever see... I don't mean to make a dark situation and talk about it, but basically they look like the monkeys from Wizard of Oz flying into Israel, and they had parachutes. Did you see that? Did you see right there? This is October 7th. You understand that, right? So nobody saw this come with all its defense missiles, with all the technology, because they know Hamas is all over the strip. They know Hamas is in Qatar. They know Hamas is everywhere they bombed. They know it was not even in Qatar. It was a certain building. That's how brilliant Israel is. But yet, on October 7th, they didn't see the monkeys flying in with the parachutes. Nobody look here. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Why aren't you if you're from Israel, I'd be pissed. If I was from Israel, I'd be like, should we call the police? There's go-karts with parachutes. Are they with us? There's go-karts with parachutes. Should we be notifying people? I mean, didn't we just get $650 million from America? How much money have they been getting from us? You can't, all our money, this alone should tell us to stop paying taxes to fund them. They dropped the ball. You blew it. You blew it. You blew it. You're supposed to be on defense. Show the monkey on the go-kart. You can't see this coming with $650 million, not even talking about all the other money that we've given you. Then you lose it. You lost it. If I give you $8 and you can't make a steak sandwich that I ordered, well, guess what? You ain't getting any more money. It's that simple. I gave you $50, fix my car. Or you don't know how to fix your car. Well, then you get no more money. It's common sense. We're not going to give money to the poor and build up some of the slums. We're not going to pay for the veterans whose knees were blown off and maybe they don't. You know, we're going to take their taxes and we're going to give it to Israel for their defense. Wow. Red pill, blue pill. It's up to you.
So we're going to stop right there with that. I hope that can hear. Check, check.
Loud and clear.
Okay.
Hearing you on double nickels over here.
Yeah, so I wanted to play that. I'm glad we had Z pop in. I just took note. I just wanted to finish that off. Z, I really appreciate you coming on tonight with us. But I hope that message resonated with people, so to get them to understand what's really taking place here, to add to what we just presented last night
Morning.
about the people that we can't talk about, which is in violation of our First Amendment rights. Whether you like the speech or not, all speech is protected. Yeah, there's consequences for things we say. So keep that in mind, especially online when you're battling back and forth with a bunch of bots. It could be talking to bots and stuff online. There's a lot of bots being used right now. People thinking these are real people having these conversations online. So it's, it sounds demonic. That's the bots. They're there to disrupt and cause more division and hate and fear. And that's the only way to overcome that is love, right? And how we treat each other. So let's shine right now. Let's shine. Let's not let them dim our light. And with that, I yield. I want to go ahead and open the floor to Bird Love. You want to, Z, are you ready? Or you want me to keep going? Is he busy?
No, but I mean, everything that viewer was saying though is completely true. If you're taking a side, you're no longer, to me, in my opinion only, if you're taking a side, whether it's red or blue, you are no longer human at that point. I mean, for just this, and I know we're trying to keep our frequency high, but the sheer enjoyment of certain people is just humanly wrong. And then on that note, though, his impression of Yoda is hilarious.
It is.
I like him. He's funny, and
But he's true.
It's impactful how he presents it in a comedian comic way, right? Yeah.
His approach is really good. I like it.
But he reminds me a lot of George Carlin. What he's speaking is what everybody's thinking. But they're just afraid to say it. He's not. George Carlin was not afraid to say it.
Oh no, not at all.
And I've been saying it for years. I mean, the hardworking people in this country, that we have no say so of where our government sends our money, that needs to stop.
Right.
Because whatever, like you said, those 600 people up there in that building, those buildings, choose where we're going to send our hard-earned money that they take from us, whether we want them to or not. That needs to stop. We definitely need to find a better way to control our financial status. But Brewer's right though. I mean, this goes way past left and right, red, blue, black, white. This comes down to just being a human being and lifting each other up and supporting each other, even though we don't always agree. And that's great that we don't always agree. But if people now, like you said, the fear that they're trying to push is, if you speak out about something, there's a good high possibility that they're going to take you out. That stuff needs to stop. We need to allow people to speak their mind, speak their truth, speak their opinion. And with that, I yield.
Yeah, without any repercussions or fear of retaliation from either people that have been activated as brown shirts or Agent Smiths in the Matrix, right, with their guns. You see how Neo had to avoid the bullets, right?
Right.
Being fired, and the distractions, the lady in the red dress, right? So I
Yep.
just wanted, yeah, but yeah. So hope everybody liked that.
That was excellent, Sheepdog. Yes, and Michael, you are correct, Durandal, Hubs. Everyone is afraid to speak out, especially about Israel. No one wants to touch that. Israel, I mean, I've been called anti Semitic, and it's like people just don't get it. And we have spent our whole lives and our parents' whole lives we've been subject to this force, this demonic force that has, I mean, with the I mean, every topic is, you could talk about any topic, like Jim Brewer's talking about. The Titanic. When the Titanic was not a love story, the Titanic was a hit against those three men who could have stopped the Federal Reserve from coming in, and that was 1912, and then 1913. Well, here we got the Federal Reserve, and it just goes on and on and on, and we have been paying our tax monies to basically Israel, and they took over all of our media outlets. They control and own every media outlet there is. I'm sure they're listening here.
Hello, hello, if you're listening. Love, light, and knowledge.
We love you.
432, you know we love you. Or is it 444?
444.
Oh, Bodie Bo.
432 is supposed to activate the heart chakra, though.
That's it.
Z, is that right, or is it the healing?
I guess it really depends on where you're getting information from.
Yeah, it surely does. Yeah, the 432 thing. I'm not gonna. I cannot trash the 432 stuff. I just don't see any honest to goodness proof or results or anything from it. People say that it's helped them, so that's excellent. The primary thing is just getting away from 440. That whole frequency set, every note on the piano, that whole frequency set disrupts us at the cellular level. 432, and I just met a gal at a show this last weekend who does a lot of frequency healing, and I need to talk to her this week. She does this 432 stuff, and I've been doing this for a few years, and I'm still open to suggestions. But I do know musically, within the audio spectrum, when you're tuned to 444 is when you're hitting all of these different Salvagio frequency. Not all of them, but we're at least hitting a couple of them, and all of the frequencies from the Fibonacci, all of the harmonies and octaves of the 444, the 111s, 222s. So, but the 432, I mean, it's been going around for a long time. But when I first started in this, I started in the 432 realm, and thinking, because that's, that became popular back in the late 80s and the 90s. I remember as a musician that all these people were tuning to 432 because it had to do with the new age meditation music stuff, and yes, the chakras and stuff, and I believe in all that, but a lot of the mathematical calculations that they use to justify the 432 come from NASA, and how, the sun being 93 million miles away, and I simply don't believe that. And I mean, I guess that's okay, but I I mean, I landed on 444 when I started discovering all this stuff, and I just kind of got locked in. I'll keep looking into a 432, and I mean, I don't know how any frequency can be wrong as long as it's not in the 440 frequency set. See, they've known this. This was instituted in 1939, and they've known this for decades, if not millennia, that whole frequency set ages us, disrupts us at the cellular level ad nauseum. And that's why I had to exit stage left and try to find some, you know, find out what I was going to be doing with my music for the rest of my duration.
Yeah, I had frequencies that made me sick one time, and I had that's when I recognized that you can't be tuned into the wrong one playing the frequency music, and I just turned it off. It made me nauseous. I actually threw up.
Do you remember what it was? I'll look
No,
into
because I
that.
turned it off quicker than.
Yeah. Well, they were a real thing. I mean, it's a real thing. And I mean, otherwise, why would they have made the A4 on the piano? That's the A above the middle C on a piano, and all keyboards, all static instruments, anything to tune any instruments. And it doesn't matter if you listen to country music or death metal or contemporary Christian music. It doesn't matter. Everyone is tuned to that frequency set on Earth. That's Earth-wide. That was established in 1939. I mean, that ought to raise red flags for everybody right there. I mean, the stuff that we're learning right now is just fantastical to know that we're learning all this. We're going into this change on Earth of knowledge bases and things that our parents had no idea of, and our grandparents for that matter, a lot of them. But it's just I'm blown away every day by the information that's coming forward. And Jim Brewer, he exercised it beautifully, and this, I mean, with this whole Charlie Kirk thing, if it even happened, or if it's just whatever, it did happen. It affected humanity. So in that sense, it did happen.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, on a little side note, so I was headed back from someplace the other day, and just being able, try, you know, when you come off of like one highway onto like I-10 right now, there are so many people that are going to Turning Point USA that it stops traffic for miles, miles and miles. So
Oh, I know. And my daughter is a member of Turning Point, and I'm trying to explain to her my stance, and a lot of the people that I know come from Christian backgrounds and Christian standards, and that, but still at the same time, you see, like starting in 1952 with the advent of the television and all of that MK Ultra, they had all of Earth hypnotized. We're all walking around hypnotized and just only focused on the stuff that, well, I heard it on TV and or on in the media, or I heard a new song and that's what they talk about. So we're so easily led in a direction that tickles our ears, and if we don't reach out into other avenues and platforms. I remember for me, it was in 2020, but I remember, and I don't even remember how I stumbled upon it, but I don't remember even being on Rumble really back then. I don't even know if Rumble was around back then, but I remember maybe it was YouTube, and I remember seeing a video with Charlie Ward and Charlie Freak, and I thought, well, wow, man, these guys are talking about some stuff, and so that kind of sort of began my journey. I was, you know, completely awakened. Just it happened right as COVID was coming in, and it you know, I was at a Circle K and got a pop on a Friday afternoon, and that same Circle K on Monday morning had plexiglass up. And I thought, well, that's strange. And I got to the block yard, they had plexiglass up. I got to the sand yard, they had plexiglass up. And I thought, well, hold on a second. How does every merchant and place of business dealing with the public have plexiglass up in one weekend on Earth? I say, well, who's making money? Who's making money on plexiglass? That was my first rabbit hole. Who's making money on plexiglass? Well, that's a petroleum-based product. That's your Rockefellers, and such is life, and so it goes, and one thing after another, and the same. And every time I look something up, it's always the same people.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't really think about that, Z, with the plexiglass. That's a good way to start your journey as far as looking into things, to get a
Yeah,
bigger picture.
I mean, it hit me like a brick. I thought, well, how in the world? I said, something else is going on, and I didn't know what. I mean, all these different rabbit holes just keep leading to different things, and every time you do any research on anything, I seem to continually find the missing piece of a question I was asking 3 months ago, and that never got answered. But you know, and it doesn't matter what you're talking about, groceries or food chain or the whole doctrine of religion, I mean, they're all involved. And it's what controls Earth. We're controlled. We're here to be slaves for them. Slaves no more.
Takes you to the dark side. Sorry, I couldn't resist. You got all serious.
Yeah, it was good timing. Thank you for pulling me out of that mess.
But you know what? One thing about 2020 backfired on them, because now the community, the public, is a lot more aware of what is going on a day-to-day, or like you said, on a weekend thing. When things change and change abruptly, people take notice now. It wasn't like 5-6 years ago when stuff would happen, and it took us a year or two to try to even start asking the right questions. Now people start to pay attention when things change.
Yes, sir. And that's what it was in a nutshell. And my cognitive dissonance is just as good as anybody else's, and I have to keep reminding myself that, you know, this didn't all of this stuff didn't start in 2020. You know, this has been going on for 60 years. You know, this is in my opinion, this is where I think everything lies. This plan has been ongoing to awaken the masses to the absolute deception and their absolute control over us since JFK was shot. And again, in my opinion, 70 generals at that time, they got together and they said, no more. We just can't have this anymore. We have to defeat this evil on earth. And I don't know how they do it. I mean, this is a spiritual war happening and manifesting on this earthly plane. And so it has to be the spiritual attack against us. We're fighting back with their same tools, with the numerology and the gematria and the symbolism. We have to beat them at their own game, and it can be pretty entertaining. I mean, there's not too many days that go by that I'm not a happy boy. I know this. I mean, this is kind of a serious topic because it's such a huge topic. It is life. It is the life that we all knew, and it's still sad for me and Marcy when we're going through the grocery store and when we just look at each other and say, "Remember when we used to buy that?" Remember. Yeah. I mean, you really can't eat anything at the grocery store anymore. It's not even food. It's been a wild ride since 2020. I call it my 2020 vision that kind of opened all of this stuff up to us. And yeah, it's kind of lonely, and we want to reach out to and let everybody know. But I've had to learn that I have a kind of a habit of just kind of fire hosing people, because one topic leads into the next. And, somebody says, "Hey, you want to go over here and play some music?" And I'll answer with, "Yeah, but the earth is flat." And so everything just gets thrown.
So we're not going to be able to. But on that note, Z, I mean, everybody's been talking since 2020 about if we all stand up at the same time. And the sad thing, the good thing, bad thing about that is that's a true statement. But I think people forget every single solitary day to question the things that they hear and they see, of why they're hearing it or why they're seeing it, because it's all part of, quote unquote, the movie that the 12 people that run the world are inflicting on us all. If everybody, we don't all need to stand up. We just need to start questioning everything that we hear. Same thing that I do at my job every single solitary day. I have to question every piece of data that I see. And that's all we need to do as human beings, is question and look inside our heart and discern good from bad, right from wrong, and encourage one another. And we can change the world. What was that Coke slogan back in the freaking 70s? I can see the commercial when I was a kid.
I want to buy.
They're all holding hands. Exactly. Everybody's holding hands. Black, white, Muslim, Christian. They're all holding hands. If that was a sign of the way we need to be from the 70s, that was a sign. They gave us the tools then. Hold hands. We don't have to sit around and sing Kumbaya. But be a brother, be a wingman, and question what we hear. Questioning what we see nowadays is really, really difficult with AI and CGI, and also it's difficult.
Just this past couple of weeks, I know. Well, and it was only like a month ago that Trump signed that executive order saying that there will be no restrictions on AI.
Right.
Sorry, guys. I was uploading stuff. Hit the button.
Oh,
Oh,
you're okay. But
well, yeah,
it's
well,
that
you
way.
know,
Yeah.
go ahead.
AI is
Yep.
tough. AI is tough. Like I said, I fight it on a day-to-day basis with what I do for a living. And AI is getting better and better at producing stuff that is hard to discern and figure out whether it's real or fake. And all we have to do is start questioning, why are we seeing this? Why is it showing up in our feed? Why? And you know, we're all on social media, so our feed gets filled of this AI
Algorithm.
garbage.
Was he right?
Question everything that you see, question what
Yep.
you hear, and talk to people about what you see and what you hear. And that's the best way for us to do it. Yeah, and get
And
Yeah,
outside, get away from the computer. Like Bird is saying, get away from the computer, get away from your phone, get away from social media, get away from the mainstream media, and talk to people.
like Z said, it's going to be. They signed it for 10 years. Nothing can be changed in the states. They can't pass a law or anything. So it's going to be at us in our faces for at least 10 years.
Yep. And I would go even to this point is if you see stuff that is that makes you raise an eyebrow to it, if you can't find the answer, everybody knows somebody that does something within AI or IT at some form, some fashion. Go ask them and figure out what you're seeing is too good to be true. Go find somebody to talk to. Don't just believe everything that you hear, everything that you see, everything that, unless you can touch it, unless you can smell it, everything needs to be questioned. And I'll
yeah,
leave it at that.
that's why this farm and garden stuff is where I'm at. I mean, it's good for the soul. And what you were saying about you know, taking the information that we find and spreading it to people, it it seems like it would take 100 years for that to take effect, because I see what you're saying, that the um, just because of our choices, because of the things that we're learning, our choices change. And so, well, I don't buy Lay's potato chips anymore because they're poison. I love potato chips. I found what I eat now is plantains. They're baked plantains, and they're cheaper than Lay's potato chips. And then I just pour some more sea salt on them, and they're the same kind of crunchiness, and but you know, the idea is to get away from that part of corporate Earth, because who's Lay's owned by, I don't know, but BlackRock inevitably. And the whole I'm reminded that in 2017, when Trump was given his inauguration speech, when the military came up behind him and he said, you know, and I'm going to take the power away from Washington, D.C., give it back to you, the people. And then the military walked away. And that's exactly what's been going on this last 9 years, is just we're getting our power back, but it's not easy. And it's something that we have to work on and pay attention to every minute of every day. So the more that we do things like, whatever, for me, I get out on my hands and knees in the garden, and I'm pulling grass to keep it from invading my little space. And then I find out that Bermuda grass has a whole bunch of nutritional benefits. You know, all this stuff. I started doing that foraging. Sheep, I know you and Mrs. Sheepdog do that, and you know, just finding all these weeds and stuff, and then to find out the nutritional benefits of these different things, and in even Bermuda grass, which has kind of become my nemesis over the last 10 or 12 years at least around this place. But it's nutritionally great for you. Eat it. I mean, got everything we need.
That was God's way of putting it in your face your whole life until you
Right.
come to the knowledge and awareness of what it was really meant, originally created for.
There's so much. Yeah.
Z, when you said that, it reminded me about 10, 12 years ago when Les Miles was coaching of the LSU football team. He reached down and pulled some grass up and chewed on it. And people made fun of him. And he was chewing on grass right off the football field. And that's back when the grass was real. So, and you know, and you said it, even Dr. Young said it. You want to get some nutrition? Go chew on the grass. Go eat some grass. It's there. But it reminded me of Les Miles chewing grass on the side of the when you're talking about Bermuda being your nemesis. It sure is pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, the things we're learning, huh? Yeah.
Yep.
Who'd ever thunk?
But I've been watching a little bit of the chat, and X66 was saying that he can't go talk to his neighbors because they think he's crazy. My thought is go strike up a conversation about what they're interested in. See what they have to say. And then find a way, if they leave the door open after they give you some info, then you can go ahead and interject. A lot of people aren't going to just take us when we as Z would say, well, did you hear anything about this music? You want to go play music? And then Z jumps right in. Hey, well, let me tell you about flat Earth. So some people don't want to hear that.
I know. I have neighbors now that, you know, and I know. And I talked to this one gal quite a bit, and you know, I mean, and she's a good soul. She's a human being, you know. I know she's not a nefarious person or whatever, but you know, and she's so proud of her granddaughter who is now, you know, getting into nursing and stuff like that, and I just try to say, well, I mean, it's a completely noble profession. That's what we learned. But once you get into it, then you got to start taking the orders from the top. You know, the CDC, the WHO, everything flows downhill. And what does the medical industry know? You know, I mean, like the ivermectin. You know, they modeled ivermectin after black walnut hull, wormwood, and clove. That's your ivermectin. And the fenbendazole, that's pumpkin seeds. So, I mean, really, what do they know? They know how to associate. They know the medical field knows how to associate an ailment with a pill that they know will treat that ailment and keep you into big pharma. And it's just it's frustrating because it is such a noble trade. No one, I don't believe, ever got into that field to do harm. They do it to help humanity. And but they don't know the long game. They don't know where it came from because and that just gives them another whatever 6-8 years of indoctrination, and where they really dig their teeth in, and they're not going to change. They can't think differently. They have too much money and time invested in knowing what they know, and so it's kind of a difficult predicament. And you know, I just wish her the best. And I know she's a Christian lady, and then you start talking about.
Well, see, I think those professions, with a lot of good, solid people, go into those professions with the honest thought of helping people, and over time they get quote unquote tainted. And I think that's the same thing that goes on with our politicians. Before they go in, They all think outside the box and they all have decent, good hearts. Once they get in there, they get indoctrinated, and they get blindsided, and they get told, if you don't vote yes on this, you're not getting any more money. We're not going to support you. And then they all get tainted at some point. And the system tends to taint people and change people. I mean, we had it happen right here in a little bitty community. The pastor of our local church started questioning some of the rules and regulations within the church. And do you know what they did to him?
Yeah. What?
They fired him. They fired him
Yeah.
because he was questioning what they were doing.
Yeah.
And that's what happens to all of us. When we start questioning, there is going to be a repercussion. So you
Well,
just got to
that's,
hold that line.
I know. But, you know, knowing all this stuff, it's a blessing, but it's also a curse because, you know,
Yep.
you're talking to them. I was talking to this neighbor lady and, you know, and we talked about, I don't know, this was about maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. This was before the Charlie Kirk thing. And she said something about, well, we'll just leave it in Jesus's hands. And I said, is that his name? And she turned around and said, oh, yes, you. Oh, Chess, you conspiracy theorist.
But you're going to make her think now, Z. Now she's going to think.
I know. And I'll send her little videos here and there about different stuff. And you know, the thing is that they were both school teachers. And he was a principal, and so they, you know, they want to help people. I know they do. They're loving people, but they've just got these blinders on because of the education they received, and now they're both retired. But he was a history teacher, and it just floors me that he doesn't want to know this stuff, because it sounds so crazy. And well, we can't have that. We can't have any craziness happening. We'll take a look around. I mean,
Right?
Right?
Yep.
Well, in Mexico, they call him Jesus.
that's right, Chief.
I'm just saying. But,
Yep.
you know, regardless of what we call whatever it is that in our faith, I believe in, ultimately, we're still talking about the same thing, but people just get hung up on the names, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but what the problem that I see is that all these religious orders and doctrines are all been set in place for what ever, and so they have us, and they have grandma down the street calling out the name of Jesus, and relying on this Jesus, and well, like I said, well, when he was supposed to live 2,000 years ago, and there was no J in any alphabet or language until the year 524, supposedly. So was that his name? Or 1524, I mean. So, and then you start down that rabbit hole. And yes, we are talking about the same creator, Yahuwah, and the last Christ who walked this earth, Yahusha. This is, in my opinion and my belief, and it's the same thing. They just don't have us using our mouths, speaking out the name of a demon, Isis. And so they have us coming and going.
Yeah, because language carries a frequency and a vibration.
Absolutely, with our mouths.
Yeah.
But like Jim Brewer was saying, though, that's the way that they program us to do what? To divide us.
Well, that's why there's
To create
44,000 different Christian denominations, and not just Christians, but even in Islam and stuff like that. And in America alone, we have 200 different denominations.
Yeah.
So it's like if you had So to speak. So if there's 44,000, that means you would have to have a church of about 50,000 just to get one other person in that church to agree with you. You see what I'm saying? One in every 44,000 would agree with you. So we don't all agree, but we're all talking about the same thing, and no matter how we present it, uh, so just
Yeah,
keep
it's
that in
all
mind.
about division.
It's like
Just divide and conquer.
we have 15 churches in this one small town I'm in. If it was one, we would all know each other. But they
Right.
have everybody in different churches and different things and different. But yeah, you see what I'm saying? So even in our communities, you could drive down the street and pass 4 churches before you get to the corner store, right? And but
Another division. It's just
Yep.
another division.
so we no
You know,
longer
you've
have community.
got the Protestants, you've got the Baptists, you've got the Catholics, you've got the Mormon. I mean, it's just it's all division. It's all
When
geared toward
when
division.
Yep. My opinion is when we all get to the final resting place, it's all going to be the same person, the
Because
same God.
we're all a
And
spirit,
you're gonna laugh.
just
Yep.
a spirit in a meat suit, not just a
That
spirit, the biggest spirit, but stuck in this, earthly suit that we have to roam around in. So,
Which
And to
limits us.
Hercules' point, right now in our current timeline, they have us all worried because they're constructing these 5-minute cities, 15-minute cities. Well, they already have a long time ago, like Sheep was saying. They have you live in a fairly small town with only 15 churches, and they have everybody divided already into their own little sect or their own little denomination. Or the 15-minute city has been here for a long time.
Yep.
so I actually live in a subdivision where there are 1, 2, 3, 4 churches, or 2 of them are actually schools, but they're a denominative school, right? So we've got the Catholic school. I don't know what the rest of them are, but and then we've got like the big mega church, right there on the corner. And then just down from that, we have a school, and then we have the Catholic church. And then next to that is like a Catholic high school. So, and then up the road there's some other church that's in like a strip mall. I don't even know what it is. I don't know anything about it. I've been staying away from churches because the ones I've been to just aren't teaching. They're not talking about the right things. They're really talking more fear, like that we should be afraid. And I'm sorry, I'm just not buying into that. And I honestly, I wish that they would pass around their basket after the service so you can decide whether or not you want to give to that church. It's a great idea because a lot of times I walk away wishing I hadn't put any money in. Like you actually owe me money for wasting my time this Sunday. Give me that basket.
You're gonna have to send them an invoice.
I'm taking my fee. You just wasted my time, my gas, and my energy.
I want my 10%
That's my
back.
sister right there.
Right.
Preach on, sister.
That's right. I was unaware of what I just purchased. Like a refund.
That's right.
Is this a Timu church?
There you go. But man, go back to what Jim Brewer was saying though. Okay, if you go down and for $8 and you buy a steak sandwich and they mess it up, you ain't going back there. You ain't giving them no more money. Same thing with the church. If you don't get nothing back from an hour being there, what you just walk away and say, that's a lesson learned right there. But
Well,
that's any business though. Yeah.
The basket's like a tip jar, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't get good service, you don't tip. Well, okay, I still tip, but not as much as I would have had I gotten really good service,
Exactly.
So because a lot of
Yep.
times it's not the server's fault, but when you're talking about churches, it is up to the minister to provide a good message and for you to leave there feeling, I don't know, better than when you walked in, not worse.
Right, but the pastors and the preachers and the whatever they want to entitle themselves as, they're all run by councils and groups that, and it doesn't matter how big a church is. There's going to be the main pastor, and then there's going to be a, I don't know, Marcy could probably help me out with this. She's in the other room. But there's there's a group of people that basically have the the monetary interest of the church at stake, and so a preacher man just can't talk about anything, and most of the time it's it all evolves around current events and how the Bible matches up with what's happening at any given point in time. But the
You
councils that control this, because I've been in several churches where the pastors just leave, just like in the Catholic Church and that big scandal stuff. They just move them from one uh,
State or
pastor
county
to
to the
another.
next, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, just like
it's
law enforcement, same thing. When they mess up in one county, they just go to another and get rehired, and they just
Yep.
continue and continue until people say, "Hey, enough's enough. What are we doing here?"
it's an office job, basically.
It's
That's what it is.
it's got a retirement plan, like better retirement plans than we have, pensions and everything. Like, uh, I think if law enforcement has those kind of uh, retirement packages, I believe the people should have it first. More importantly, not just them, because now we have people serving because they only want a retirement package, or they're looking for their financial gain or benefit from that, and not really actually. We're missing the mark when it comes to uh, improving the lives of the people that surround us.
And we can say that for the our judicial system. I mean, just about every system there is on earth.
So we're 2 hours in. We can go ahead and wrap it up if you guys would like. Great conversation, great show. Z, I really appreciate you coming over. We're going to talk about a little bit of some flat Earth stuff, but Z transitioned into that and really nicely.
Yeah.
But we also want to get more into that later in future shows,
Yeah.
to where we can really bring a lot of information to support, uh, you know, the idea, or looking into something, questioning things, right? That was the globalist agenda. That's where everything's a globe. It's just the globalist agenda. It makes it pretty. They've created a prison planet to where we don't look outside of where we're at, and maybe think that for a second that there's this, what we're on right now is bigger than we were ever even told, and there's more and more stuff out in outer space, which is really outside of where we're at right now, right? It's not in outer space up, but as far as on the plane, it's out, it just stretches. It's like a video game, right? We're stuck on stage one, and until we complete stage one, you know how the map, it'll light up the other stage that was hidden. Well, that's kind of like where they have us now, and until we reach that consciousness to where we can actually start opening our minds to, hey, maybe we're not on a globe. Maybe this, what's really being hidden here, what's being kept from us, what is it they don't want us to talk about or look into. And then that other stage opens up, it lights up, you see stage two, you complete that stage, and then the map gets bigger and bigger. So that's what we're on, I believe. If the computer simulation and the games are trying to tell us something, then that's what we're
That's
on.
it.
Yeah, because it's programmed into the video games, and which is the same thing as the simulation that we're in now. Everything's coded, like Negative said. It's super coded.
Yeah.
But so that's how this works as far as our consciousness is concerned. The more you know, the more you grow, based on the knowledge and the your awareness of that. So we have to expand that awareness in order to see the bigger picture here and what this is really all about. They're trying to hide God and say that the creator doesn't exist. But he didn't just create us, but he's created many other things and lands and beyond what we have been told over the years. So we're going to go ahead and end it right there. Appreciate everyone coming on tonight, and I appreciate everyone's clicking like and subscribe on Rumble, YouTube. Check us out on Facebook, X, TikTok, sheep.dog 1111. And we really look forward to the morning chats in the morning, where we really put in about 4 hours of this conversation in the community. It's good to connect and hear other people's voices and their perception and what's going on in their lives. And it really just adds a more personal, it just adds to this whole journey that we've been on. And so we really look forward to the first thing in the morning. We get up about 0900 Central Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Time on Telegram, The War Room. We got the links in the chats. We got the links in the description on Rumble. Anything else you guys got to say before we close out?
No, the other thing that comes to mind is speaking of passing the basket. I know you guys talked a little bit on this morning. Is you guys have donated to the sheepdogs and donate to the platform to keep this thing going.
Yeah, thank you. At least until we can get to where our subscriptions are, or because we'd much rather have the platforms that we broadcast on pay the cost of to run it, because we're also providing their platforms with more views, more eyes, and stuff like that. So until our numbers actually increase, in which they are constantly going up, so we're just having to rebuild, and we're having a little transition period here. But once we get over this hump, it won't be a thing in the future. And we do have full faith in that things are going to grow and grow and grow and grow beyond what we can even imagine. So with that being said, anybody else got anything?
It's just a blessing to be here with you guys, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and you're all doing a great job.
Thank you, Z.
Thank
Check out Jim Brewer. If he's ever in your town, go see him at a show.
Yeah.
Go subscribe to his channel on YouTube, Jim Brewer Live, or you can just look up Jim Brewer and you'll find his channel. And with that, we're going to close out with another amazing song by Glendia. It's called Slow Motion.
No, you're the one. Love y'all.
Love and light and
Love and light.
knowledge.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.
Zoom in frame by frame, truth don't hide, it calls your name. Pixel ghosts and shadow lines, we decode the grand design. Background checks on history's face, we chase the edge, trace the space. Every lie leaves fingerprints, we see through the evidence. Slow motion truth, rewind the scene. Pull back the curtain, show what's unseen. Eyes like lasers, hearts like flame. We're the watchers, not the game. But now we ride, the veil is torn, a brighter world is being born. We plant the seeds, we build a life. Heaven starts with what feels right. We are light, we are free, rooted deep in harmony. We are sound, we are home, earth is ours to love and grow. Slow motion truth, now we move ahead. Past is past, the lies have fled. Hands in soil, hearts aligned. love divine. You are peace, you are flame, you are here to shift the game. You are joy, you are grace. Heaven lives in this place.